Alabama at Arkansas. Arkansas is a 17.5-point home underdog. Over under 61. This game's at 3:30. CBS. I can hear the CBS music right now breaking in. The Arkansas defense still scares me here. They are 98th EPA per rush, 83rd EPA per pass. It's just been bad across the board. No Catalon really hurts. I will say that Alabama, I was reading an article earlier this week. Alabama on the road, again, on true road games against top 10 teams since Saban won his first championship in 2009. September 25th, 2010, at Arkansas, they won by 4. 2012 at LSU, won by 4. 2013 at Texas A&M, won by 7. 2013 at Auburn, they lost by 6. 2016 at Tennessee, they rolled. 2017 at Auburn, they lost by 12. 2018 at LSU, they rolled. So 5 of those 7 games against top 10 teams on the road, true road games, were either a loss or a 1-score win. Bryce Young on the road at Florida last year, true road games, won by 2. At Texas A&M, lost to Calzada. At Auburn, won by 2 in 4 overtimes. At Texas, won by 1. At Mississippi State is the only game they rolled. Last year, and Alabama has owned this series, but last year Alabama only won by 7 at home against Arkansas. Alabama's offense looked underwhelming in the opener against Texas in a game they probably should have lost. But since it's looked great, but it's against buttercups, cupcakes. And so, like, how much do you take of it? Because the talent differential is massive. I don't think that they're as explosive on the outside, but I also don't know if Arkansas's defense can stop them. The question is, what's the pace going to be? Can Arkansas's offense keep up? Because Alabama's run defense has been really good. Can Jefferson make the throws here without Treylon Burks? He's been better than I thought throwing the ball without Burks so far. How does this play out? Just talk to me.
Yeah, I think that article that you read in the news that's been floating around about what Alabama has done in true road games under Bryce Young, that's fueled a lot of money that's come in on Arkansas here. And no matter how much money comes in on Arkansas, the books are just holding steady on this number. And there's just a lot of words out. I mean, there's a lot of comforting things if you want to back Arkansas. Besides hearing about, what Bryce Young has done in true road games, almost every power rating in the world, including us, says that this is too high. SP Plus makes this 15.5. I got it around 12. And I even upgraded Arkansas after the box score against Texas A&M. And, even Saban's coming out in his presser and he's like, I have so much respect for Sam Pittman and Arkansas. They're well coached. They're physical. We don't know what to do with KJ Jefferson. Get the hell out of here, Saban. You know what you're going to do with KJ Jefferson. So I can understand why there's a lot of money coming in on Arkansas, but I'm just here to tell everybody that the Razorbacks do not have the pieces to hang with Alabama whatsoever. And I'll start with, the Alabama defense against the Arkansas offense, because the Arkansas offense was up and down the field against Texas A&M, a really good defense. Will Anderson has dominated Arkansas historically, 5.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. And that's going up against our tackle, Dalton Wagner. He's played in this series the last 2 seasons. He's had 4 sacks recorded against him. And, Byron Young is going to play. He was on the practice field today. He's a defensive interior player. And Jaheim Oates is a freshman. It's also a defensive interior player. And why are they so important? They're 2 of the top 35 defensive interiors as graded by PFF. You have to close the A and B gaps if you want to take the Arkansas run away. Alabama's got that. And that's going to spearhead the fact that, Arkansas is going to have to try to get outside the tackles and make something explosive happen with Raheem Sanders. There's not much left in this running back stable. Dominique Johnson, just a couple touches, didn't look 100%. AJ Green is completely missing. I don't think Malik Hornsby is ever going to see the field again. So is it going to be KJ Jefferson running the ball, who's having a fumble, like the fumble problem of his life this season, just trying to do too much. And then, you get into the whole Kendall Briles is not calling the game that Sam Pittman wants. That is an underlined story that is not being talked about enough right now, is that Kendall Briles is doing things on first down, zone reads, passes that Sam Pittman is not happy about. Jordan Battle is going to be back at safety in this game for the Bama defense. He had an injury scare against Vandy, but Terrion Arnold at corner is a top 10 defensive back in forced incompletion. So even if KJ gets into long distances, his passing's been fine. It's actually been great. His adjusted completion percentage is fine. His big time throw has been fine. But this is a real secondary that he's going up against, and Arnold has been one of the best cornerbacks in the nation. I flip over to the other side and stuck. We're a broken record about this Arkansas defense. Saban stated, and you know, we've said this for years. We handicap this team all the time. Saban said we have a philosophy about how we want to attack teams when we head into games, and we use this against Notre Dame in the playoff. We use this against Cincinnati in the playoff. We know what they're going to want to do. Do they want to sit on the ball and run it up the gut? Do they want to go, electric and spread it out and throw it? And he said, we knew that if we spread the Vandy defense out, it would be beneficial to us. 12 players caught a pass last week. 6 targets had explosive runs against the Vandy defense. When Saban sees that this 4-man front leads the nation in sacks, now, albeit it's South Carolina and FCS offensive line, when he sees that from Arkansas, and when he sees that the secondary is outside the top 100 in coverage grading, his philosophy is going to be to hit the air. And I understand what you said about explosive, wide receivers for Alabama. Right now, Ja'Cory Brooks is the only one that's being explosive, 2.4 yards per route run. Jermaine Burton has been in the slot, so he hasn't been as effective. I think he's about 1.9 yards per route run. There's just not enough defenders because, yes, Miles Slusher is back, and he can play safety. He can play corner. He can play slot corner. The problem is there's not enough of him. And when you look at Trayshawn Holden, the wide receiver for Alabama on the outside, he has more first downs than anybody else on this team. And there's just not enough defenders on this Arkansas defense. Now, when I say the tackling is bad and it's god awful, Bumper Pool, Jaden Johnson at corner, and Drew Sanders, the Alabama transfer that's going to be fired up for this game, are the 3 worst graded tacklers on this defense. Can they rush the passer? Sure, they're excellent at that. Can they tackle? No, and they're not going to be able to do it at the second level. And, we talk about all these stats about what Bryce Young's doing on the road. The last 3 times Saban has come to Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, 52 points, 65 points, 49 points. I understand different head coaches, different teams, and all that stuff. Saban's philosophy in this game is going to be get Bryce Young away from this defensive line that leads the nation in sacks, throw into that secondary that's been absolutely god-awful, and try to create some explosive plays against a team that ranks 121st in tackling. Oh, and by the way, Arkansas is outside the top 100 in penalties. Arkansas is sloppy. They're not executing. They're not tackling. And now the coaches are not doing what Sam Pittman wants. I'm taking Bama at 17.
Wow.
I think they're going to score 40 for the team total. Right now is, I think, about 39.5. I think Pittman is
that Missouri State game has you shook. All you do is fade Sammy covers now.
Did you
bring Petrino back?
How many missed tackles did you see? Did you see Missouri State just shed them off like it was a JV defense? Right?
Would you back Arkansas plus 17 if Petrino was coaching?
Yes, because he'd be calling the plays and not Kendall Browse.
Wow, what is happening?
Petrino's a mastermind.
The program.
Kendall Browse is running a Jefferson dive on 1st and 4 from the goal, right? Kendall Browse is running zone read plays. I'm not going to get into it. His play calling is aloof, and I wouldn't be surprised if Pittman went in and said, you're changing this and you're changing this, you're changing that. But either way you look at it, things are not going well on both sides of the ball, and Jefferson's trying to do too much, and it shows.
The 180, the traitor. Get him, Hogsman. I can't get a feel on this guy. I keep going back and forth. I show a little value on Arkansas.
The number, yeah.
I probably end up staying away. Or I might throw a little couch change on Arkansas money line.
Oh boy.
Maybe we'll get on Twitter and have some fun.